after some time, and because of that, the punishment they got, that for 40 years, they were just wandering in that desert. They keep on traveling, and finally they are back in the morning to the same place where they started the journey from. 40 years, continuous. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam even died during that period. I was mentioning that when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam went to Medina Munawwara, he found the same people there. And this is the same group of people, this is the same nation and with the same nature. The nature did not change. Finally, when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam told them that you have to leave Medina Munawwara, they got into their forts. Again, the story is long and the history is long. Finally, they were forced to leave Medina Munawwara. But as they left Medina Munawwara, they were making plans, they were in Khaybar. They were always making plans to attack Muslims from Khaybar. They are always preparing the kuffar of Quraysh to go and harm its Muslims and to attack Muslims in Medina Munawwara. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, before his death, he said, أخرجوا اليهود من جزيرة العرب. Get them out of the Arabian Peninsula. And the one who fulfilled this order of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was Omar bin al-Khattab Radiyallahu Anhu, who forced them out of that place. And most of them went out towards Syria. That was called Sham in those days. Of course, Sham means the whole Roman Empire of those days. That was the superpower of the time. When these people were forced to leave Medina Munawwara and finally to Khaybar, and from Khaybar, Omar Radiyallahu Anhu forced them out of Khaybar also, and they had to go out of that area. Since that time, they are always planning that that land belongs to us, Medina and Khaybar. And somehow, one way or other, we have to get over there. And up to this day, this is part of the plan that that's our land, Medina and Khaybar. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when he forced them out of Medina Munawwara, and finally he made this statement that we have to get them out of the whole Arabian Peninsula, it was because of some of the ayahs of Al-Quran Al-Kareem that speak about their nature. And especially if we look at these ayahs that I have just recited in the beginning, لُعِنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِن بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ عَلَى لِسَانِ دَاوُودَ وَعِيسَى بْنِ مَرْيَمَ. The people of Bani Israel, Jews, were cursed by Isa alayhi salatu wassalam and Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam, which means their own prophets. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam wanted them to be away from the Muslims. The reason was very simple, that if Muslims will live around these people, they will start behaving like them, they will start learning things from them, they might rebel the same way that these people are rebelling from the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam also told us in the hadith that a time will come, لَتَتَّبِعُنَّ سُنَنَ مَنْ كَانَ قَبْلَكُمْ شِبْرًا شِبْرًا وَزِرَاعًا زِرَاعًا. A time will come that you people will follow them in every inch of your act, that anything that you perform in your life, every step of your life, you will be following their ways of life. That's the time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will curse you the way He has cursed them. This is Quran and this is Sunnah. Look at the ayahs of Al-Quran Al-Kareem. Look at the fear of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. As soon as we started mixing, as soon as we started getting closer to them, as soon as we started going beyond our limits of Sharia, beyond the ayahs of Al-Quran Al-Kareem, considering our wisdom wal-iyaz billah is stronger and more valuable than the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who speaks about their nature in Quran. Allah subhanahu, that's the time that we started doing exactly the same thing that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was afraid of and Quran have warned us from. لُعِنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِن بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلِ. Those people of Bani Israel were cursed by Dawood and Isa bin Maryam alayhim as-salatu was-salam. The reason? ذَلِكَ بِمَا عَصَوْا. Number one, that's because they disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَكَانُوا يَعْتَدُونَ. They were going beyond their limits. Our limits are Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Our limits is the Sharia of Islam. In each and every act that we perform in our life, the limit is the Sharia of Islam. Of course, we can be as great as Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in, but examples are always there. And we have to learn from those examples, and we might be 100% away from it. Let's try to be 99% and get 1% closer to those Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in, if we can be just 100% with them. Omar Radiyallahu Anhu, during his time when they conquered the Persian Empire, in one occasion they got so much wealth in Medina Munawwara that there was almost a mountain of gold in front of Omar Radiyallahu Anhu in the desert of Medina Munawwara. He looked at it, started crying. He said to Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in, you people think that we don't like this? We all like it. Then he recited the ayah of Quran al-Kareem. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهْوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْبَنِينَ وَالْقَنَاطِيرِ الْمُقَنْطَرَةِ مِنَ الذَّهَبِ وَالْفِضَّةِ. Wife, children, and large amount of gold and silver. These things and the love of these things have been put into the hearts of the people. Omar Radiyallahu Anhu started making dua, Ya Allah, I know that we like it, but Ya Allah, make us use it the way you want it to be used, not the way we like it to be used. And then he started distributing that. As he was distributing that wealth, one of the people said, Amir al-Mu'mineen, I have a suggestion. Why don't you leave some in Baytul Mal? Leave some in Baytul Mal in case the enemies will attack us. Or tomorrow we need it for some emergency. We will be able to use this from Baytul Mal. Is there anything wrong in this suggestion? Nothing wrong. And we do it. It's allowed. But this is where I was saying, and this is why I mentioned that statement I made that statement in the beginning, that those are the examples for us. If we cannot be 100% with them or 50% at least, let's be 1% with them. At least liking their way, that really what they have done is the way. It's only because of our weakness we cannot do it that way. Omar Radiyallahu Anhu said, Uskut, be quiet, because إِنَّمَا نَطَقَ عَلَى لِسَانِكَ شَيْطَانٌ. Shaitan is speaking on your tongue. This is not your words. Shaitan is bringing these words out of your mouth. These are the words of Shaitan. You want me to put it over there and always make people fight on this wealth, and everyone is trying to prove that he's more deserving of this wealth than other people. Let people get it right from now, and at this time let them get it out. I don't see Abu Bakr Radiyallahu Anhu or Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam having Baytul Mal, therefore I cannot have Baytul Mal. I cannot keep anything. He said, at that time he made the statement and he said, I have pledged to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala that I myself will be sweeping the Baytul Mal, the place that they have built as Baytul Mal, I myself with my own hands will be sweeping it, so that if there is any single penny lying over there, I go and give it out, and I don't keep anything over there. Of course, the situation changed, and we cannot be on that level. We cannot run our business on those lines, but at least those are the examples. When Amir al-Mu'mineen Omar Radiyallahu Anhu, when he sent his army, Amr bin al-As Radiyallahu Anhu and Sa'ad bin Abu Waqqas Radiyallahu Anhu, to conquer Jerusalem, Baytul Maqdis, those people sent a message that said, we have the description of a person who will be conquering Baytul Maqdis. It might be your Khalifa. If he would come over here, we see him first, and we find all the descriptions that's in Torah and Injil about that person, we will hand over the keys of Baytul Maqdis to you people without any war. They sent a message to Umar Radiyallahu Anhu. He went to Baytul Maqdis. As soon as the news spread in the world that Amir al-Mu'mineen Umar bin al-Khattab Radiyallahu Anhu left Medina Munawwara, and he's walking towards Baytul Maqdis, his journey started towards Baytul Maqdis, everyone is shaking. Muslim leaders and the non-Muslim leaders, everyone is shaking now. Umar bin al-Khattab is coming. That great man and the greatest man in the world is coming. But to their surprise, when they saw him coming there, throughout his way, of course, they had only one camel. And there were two people, so they were riding the camel turn by turn. And the time when they were arriving Baytul Maqdis, Palestine, that was the time of Umar Radiyallahu Anhu to pull the camel, to guide the camel, and his servant who was with him, it was his turn to ride the camel. Sa'ad bin Abu Waqqas Radiyallahu Anhu, Amr bin al-As Radiyallahu Anhu, and all of these, Abu Ubaidah bin al-Jarrah Radiyallahu Anhu, all of these Sahaba, quickly they approached Umar Radiyallahu Anhu, and they said, Amir al-Mu'mineen, please, the world is shaking with your name. And here you have a dress on you that has about 17 patches on it. 17 patches on your dress, and you are coming to conquer Baytul Maqdis? You are coming to get the key from these people? Do you think they will give you the key in this way? And you are holding, you are not even riding, you are holding the robe of the camel for your slave? Umar Radiyallahu Anhu was very upset with their statements. At that time he told them, I won't change anything. I have to keep everything the way I have used to do it from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I have learned it from the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But he wanted to teach them a lesson at the same time, and he was waiting for the right time. As he arrived, and all of them are sitting around him, and they invited also the non-Muslim leaders over there. They're all sitting and eating. Umar Radiyallahu Anhu dropped a piece of rice. He picked it up, started cleaning it. There was some dust on it. He started cleaning it, and he's cleaning it to eat it. And one of the Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in, who was sitting beside him, he said, please, don't do it. Throw it away. Because these people are watching. And they have a thought about us. They think that we people are hungry people that came out of Medina, Mecca and Medina, because there was no food over there. This is why we are trying to come to their country and their land, because there is a lot of fruit and a lot of growth over there. And this will confirm this thinking of theirs, because they will think, here, you are running after pieces of rice. Since all the non-Muslim leaders and Muslim leaders were sitting at that place, on that table, and since we are used to use the word table, otherwise we have to confirm this message also and keep it in mind that there was no table. He made sure that everyone is sitting down. And at that time he made his statement. that need to be written in the hearts and minds of each and every Muslim. With the ayahs of Al-Quran Al-Kareem that we memorize, we need to memorize this statement of Omar bin Al-Khattab Radiyallahu Anhu also. When he said, Kunna adalla nas. Do you people remember that we were the most humiliated people in the world? فَأَعَزَّنَ اللَّهُ بِالْإِسْلَامِ. All the honor we have in the world, that the world and the superpowers of today and their armies are shaking with the name of Islam and Muslims and with the name of Omar Radiyallahu Anhu, is not because of my dress, is not because of my right, is only because of Islam. فَأَعَزَّنَ اللَّهُ بِالْإِسْلَامِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored us through Islam only. فَإِذَا مَبْتَغَيْنَا الْعِزَّ فِي غَيْرِهِ أَذَلَّنَا اللَّهُ. As soon as we turn away from this way and we start looking for honor in any other thing other than our Islam and other than the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put us back in the same